to action, that's where we have issues. When you commit to committing violent acts against myself or, well, really anybody, you are making bad decisions. Time to trim my mustache. It's crawling into my mouth. Alright, so I have a bow. It's buried. It's under there. The arrows are over here somewhere. My bow is a lot like your ideas. Some of you, sure, you might own firearms. You might. Some of you might actually have a concealed carry license, but if you've got a concealed carry license, you're not going to risk losing a $20,000 friggin' piece of paper. Some gun owners claim that that has far more value than just 20,000, but that depends on the type of concealed carry that you have and the type of carry that you have. For me, my bow would have to be assembled for me to even think about using it. And obviously I'd have to dig it out. That's the same idea with most of you guys who want to talk about shooting people. This is your idea. This is how you want to help me, is by talking about killing people and assaulting people and beating people up, to a dude who's sick and tired of being fucking threatened, harassed, assaulted, and fucking beaten up. Jesus Christ, no, I don't need you to fucking beat these people up. I need you to fucking speak up. Obviously, I'm not being fucking heard. Obviously, in 6 years of you being a raging fucking alcoholic, you're too fucking drunk to know what's going on in your own life. You shouldn't have offered to help me. You shouldn't have lied to me. Now, a lot of you guys, you've got these ideas, like Shannon Alvarado, for example. She said if anybody messed with her kid, she'd kill him. And she probably said that more than a few times. But she's not a violent person. She's not a violent-minded person. She just don't like pedophiles. How many of us do? I don't. With your idea about if somebody did this or that or the other, you'd shoot them. Even if you had a gun, you would probably get shot in the act of trying to pull it out to point it at somebody. But then there's the fact that you got school shooters. You got people who are going to get guns no matter what. Let me tell you something about weapons out here on the streets. When that guy with the rock that the sheriff's department said they hooked him up with a tent and stuff, I hope they did. But Logan's whole idea about it was, if he comes back, and he started going off on a violent rant. But that ain't going to do any of us any good. That makes us all look bad, because people don't look at the homeless people as individuals. They look at us as a group. We're Ronald Reagan's group of mental hospital rejects, basically. It's fucked up. When you're forced into homelessness and you don't have family that'll take you in, like Dana Jepson. Dana Jepson had family to take him in when that shit started. Now, Dana was originally charged with sex crimes against minors, which he was able to plea bargain his way out of. Of course, he had a long distinguished history, didn't he? He was a city council member, he was a teacher, he was an administrator. I mean, this guy's got a pretty extensive history. Of course, then there's also people like Rebecca Grossnickel. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, no, I speak out about most of the stuff that she does. I also know why she does it. Nobody listens. They want to abuse you into a situation where you can't defend yourself and then tell you you're not trying. God damn it. Thing is, if I was to go running around saying I was going to do a bunch of stupid stuff with my bow, I would still have to dig it out and assemble it in order to do anything stupid. I don't go carrying it with me everywhere. So that's, of course, increased travel time. With my vehicle issues, I'd have to walk through town with it, and that's the messed up thing. People can go out of their way to paint you as horribly as they want through lies and slander, and you're not allowed to do anything about it because somebody's mentally ill. Magically, it's okay to do whatever they want. These guys aren't listening because people called me mentally ill. Nobody listens when you're called mentally ill. They all think they know better than you. Even people who are themselves mentally ill. Listen to Zach fucking Richmond, for Christ's sake. God, we got to hear about everybody in his goddamn family. But that also helped me out because, well, the situations that I was in with his family really did happen. Those witnesses really do exist. Todd Rust. He verified Todd Rust for surely exists. He verified that their family knew he was going up to South Dakota for vacation to see Jamie with his new family. Strange. And then he can't come forward and tell the truth about it? Oh yeah, that's right, because there's no honor in the man. There's no Jesus in the man. He's only a weekend warrior. He's a weekend Christian. I've had about all I can handle of Christians and their bullshit and their lies, from Pastor Rod Wright to, well, a great many others who wanted to pretend in Jesus' name. Well, stop pretending. Stop talking about it and be about it. Matter of fact, if you're going to be about it, you can talk all you want. But right now, it's just talk. When you guys talk about doing that horrible stuff, what do? I tell you how wrong it is every time. I know how many bodies it'll take to change this stuff trying to do it that way. And just a few bodies at a time ain't going to do any good. Meanwhile, we got people flipping out and taking it on the wrong people. Who do they take it out on? Whoever it's easiest to take it out on. You know what could have stopped gunmen in classrooms through all of this? This has actually been proven. Guns. Teachers with guns have stopped mass shootings. But y'all don't want to hear about that because it doesn't fit your agenda for disarming the American public. Meanwhile, you get to see that the homeless, who are the most disarmed people in America, are also the most victimized. Logan, although he was talking about if that guy came back, he was going to assault him, he didn't actually do it when the guy came back. And thank goodness. But that's the point. Thank goodness you guys aren't going out and actually shooting these people. Thank goodness you aren't going out and assaulting them. The problem is you're not speaking up, and that's what needs to be done. You don't want to look at evidence. You want to believe what you're told on some web sleuth group and go after somebody who never did you any fucking harm. Anyway, I gotta head down to Starbucks works. I was going to do that earlier, but I had to try to dig out my... Obviously, trying to dig anything out of this mess is near impossible, but I had to dig out my external batteries, so I had access to them. Going to Starbucks and not charging my stuff would be pretty stupid. People don't want to understand how expensive it is or how many times I've had to move. People who claim to be my friends didn't bother to find out anything about me in the last 6 years. Nothing at all. They wanted to make decisions based on rumors and tell me about their opinions based on rumors. Like, holy shit, that's why I'm asking you to look at evidence. Stop listening to rumors, you fucking idiots. Between being an asshole to somebody, you claim that you want to help me, but then you're going to throw a bunch of fucking assumptions and stupidity and ignorance and slander in my face. Non-fucking stop. Jesus Christ. Then it becomes a 2-hour argument. This is a big fucking mess. And between arguing with me and looking at the evidence, it's a lot easier to look at the evidence. If you argue with me for 6 goddamn months over whether a piece of evidence exists that I've sent to you repeatedly, oh yeah, you're too busy selling drugs and getting stoned and ignoring me 6 months at a fucking time. No, that's not what a friend does. There's a lady on my Facebook, she calls herself Unique Queen. Her name is Rebecca Mason. And you know, she is constantly complaining about her life, constantly driving people off. And it's through her selfishness. See, she offered to help me. She was one of those people who, when Natalie Bollinger died, wanted to hop on board and be all gung-ho, and she was just a fucking pretendy. Well, she's called me several times suicidal, needed attention right there at that moment, blah, 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 blah. Well, I didn't make her wait 6 months, and certainly didn't make her wait 5 years for that. If you're not willing to hear what somebody has to say, you're not their friend. You're not a human being. You're a monster. You're a selfish piece of shit, and you're very un-American. We the people means we. That means it don't matter if you're disabled or not. That means it don't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're red, if you're yellow, if you're indigo or fucking violet. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. We. It means we. It doesn't mean me. It doesn't mean I. It doesn't mean every man for himself. You got to do it yourself. You got to do it yourself. You got to just man up. You know what? My predators ganged up on me while you guys sat there and fucking watched or looked the other way. And then I'm told that because other people have stuff going on in their lives that I'm selfish. I'm selfish because they have stuff going on in their lives. They shouldn't have wasted my time. They shouldn't have offered to help. They should have spoken up like they said they would. They should have not come to my channel for entertainment. That's not what this channel is for. You don't like what I got to say? Well, fuck you. Just be happy you don't have to fucking live it. Am I going to hurt somebody with my bow? Fuck no. See, that's the thing, is that if somebody is assaulting me right there at that very moment, no, I'm not going to have time to come back to my vehicle, string up my bow, assemble the bow before stringing it, and then have to dig out the arrows after having to dig all this stuff out first. Come on now, people. Instead of talking out your ass about what you're going to do and you're never going to do it, What you would do, and you're never going to do that either, just shut the fuck up and go away. You're a piece of shit. Get back into your fucking bottle and forget I exist.